Hey, you ever think about the people you pass by every day? The ones who blend into the background, like they're not even there? That was Emily Harper, sitting in seat 16A on flight 529 out of Seattle, just another face in the crowd, head down, tapping away on her laptop. Nobody on that plane had any clue she was about to become their lifeline. Picture this. It's a chilly Wednesday morning at Seattle-Tacoma Airport, and Emily's weaving through the chaos, business folks yelling into phones, kids darting around, suitcases clattering. She's 29, dressed in faded jeans and a gray hoodie, her auburn hair tucked into a messy bun. She's got this vibe, like she's trying to disappear. Always has. Back when she was a kid, her dad was a hotshot pilot, flying big commercial jets for decades. He'd take her to the hangar, let her sit in the cockpit, teach her how to read the gauges, feel the hum of the engines. Flying's like breathing, he'd say. You just gotta trust it. She was 19, halfway through flight school, when his plane went down in a storm off the Oregon coast. Gone just like that. It broke her. She quit flying, swore she'd never touch a cockpit again, and buried herself in coding, building navigation software for planes, close enough to aviation to feel her dad, but far enough to keep the fear at bay. Now, Flight 529's a packed Boeing 737, headed to San Francisco. Emily's in 16A, window seat, staring at weather charts on her laptop. Next to her in 16B is this guy, Tom, a real estate exec in a flashy suit, barking into his phone about some big deal. Across the aisle, a mom's wrestling with her two boys, maybe 7, who won't stop asking, "Mom, why's the plane so loud?" The flight attendant, Lisa, all smiles and blonde ponytail, chats up Tom like he's the only one on the plane. Emily, invisible as always. Nobody sees her screen. Nobody knows she's tracking air traffic control chatter, listening to the rhythm of the skies like her dad taught her. The plane takes off, smooth as butter, climbing over the Puget Sound. Captain Daniels, a grizzled vet with 30 years under his belt, and his co-pilot, Mike, a cocky 28-year-old, are up front. Daniels coughs a lot, rubs his chest, but waves it off. "Clear skies to San Fran, kid," he tells Mike. "Easy day." Emily's hands grip the armrests during takeoff. She hasn't flown in years, and every rumble feels like a ghost. But she breathes through it, eyes on the clouds, remembering her dad's voice. "Stay sharp, Em. The plane always talks to you." 40 minutes in, cruising at 36,000 feet, it all goes to hell. Daniels grabs his chest, gasps, and slumps over heart attack. Mike's voice cracks over the radio. "Mayday, Mayday, Seattle Center, Flight 529, Captain's down." Lisa bolts to the cockpit. Passengers start whispering, heads turning. Then Mike, panicking under the pressure, starts hyperventilating, his hands shaking so bad he knocks the control yoke. He blacks out, collapsing across the controls. The plane lurches, noses down slightly. People scream. Tom's yelling. What the hell's going on? Who's flying this thing? The mom across from Emily clutches her kids, her face white. Lisa's voice blasts over the intercom. "Is there a doctor? Anyone? We need help." Emily's heart's pounding, her palms sweaty. She wants to shrink into her seat, stay invisible like always. Her dad's crash flashes in her mind, thunder, lightning, the news report that haunted her for years. But his words echo louder. Panic kills, Em. Training saves. She unbuckles, legs shaky, and heads to the cockpit. Tom grabs her arm, sneering. "Sit down. Kid, you're gonna make this worse." Emily pulls free, her voice low but steady. "I know how to fly." Lisa's eyes widen, desperate. "You serious?" Emily nods. "My dad was a pilot. I trained for 2 years. I can help." Tom scoffs, loud enough for everyone to hear. "This girl's gonna crash us all." She's nobody. In the cockpit, it's chaos. Daniels and Mike slumped over, instruments blinking like crazy. Emily slides into the captain's seat, her hands trembling but her training kicking in. She grabs the radio. "Seattle Center, this is a passenger on Flight 529. Both pilots are out. I've got flight training, and I'm taking control." Long pause. Then a calm voice crackles through. "This is Captain Thompson, instructor pilot. Emily, talk to me. What's your experience?" She swallows hard. 2 years flight school, 60 hours in single-engine planes, instrument rating, and I design NAV systems for a living. Thompson's voice softens. All right, Emily, you've got this. I'm with you every step. The next hour's a blur. Emily's hands steady as she works the controls, Thompson guiding her like a lifeline. The plane's heavier than anything she's flown, but the logic's the throttles, flaps, gauges. She talks to the passengers, her voice calm over the intercom. We're 50 minutes from San Francisco, flying steady. I'm working with air traffic control. Stay calm. Tom's still muttering. This is insane, but an older guy in the back stands up, voice firm. Shut up and let her work. She's all we've got. The cabin quiets, eyes glued to the cockpit door. San Francisco's foggy, the airport's a zoo, but Thompson's voice is a rock. Emily, ease back to 80% power. Start your descent, 600 feet per minute. She nails every step, her fear fading as muscle memory takes over. The final approach is brutal crosswinds, heavy controls, runway lights barely visible. You're on glide path. Perfect, Thompson says. Flaps to 30, gear down. Emily's hands move like they've done this 1,000 times. The wheels kiss the runway. A smooth thud, brakes and reverse thrust roaring. The plane stops. Sirens wail outside. The cabin explodes in cheers, people sobbing, hugging. Tom's face is red as he mumbles, I was wrong. You saved us. Lisa wraps Emily in a bear hug, tears streaming. You're a damn hero. Reporters swarm the gate, cameras flashing. Emily hates it, wants to vanish, but Captain Thompson meets her, shaking her hand. I've trained pilots for decades. What you did? Unreal. The headlines scream. Quiet coder saves flight 529. Emily ducks the spotlight, but something shifted. She's not running from her dad's memory anymore. 6 months later, she's back in flight school, chasing her pilot's license. Now she flies for Horizon Air, still quiet, still carrying her dad's old wings in her flight bag. But here's the thing, what if Emily had stayed in her seat, too scared to act? Could you step up like that, knowing everyone's doubting you? Drop a comment, tell me what you'd do, or if you've ever had to face a moment like hers. Hit that like button, subscribe for more stories like this, and let's keep this convo going.